The unexpected finds of an internet sleuth unravel a 22-year mystery, finally bringing a family closure. Join us today as we discuss the surprising case of William Earl Moldt. तीन दो एक चलो बेटा.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a really long break, and that was because I had exams and other minor stuff. So today we're doing Akmal's episode because I was too lazy to do mine. So take it away.
Okay. I got this.
You gotta be honest.
That's true. But you don't have to be that honest.
It's fine.
Okay. So, let's start. So, Jerry Nyman was a transportation consultant in the Palm Beach County School District. On August 28, 2019, Jerry was planning out walking paths for students in Polo Park Middle School using Google Maps as his lair. Polo Park was familiar to Jerry as it was where his ex-girlfriend Erica's two girls attended school. Jerry decided to trace a walking path from his ex-GF's house to the school. As he floated around the neighborhood on Google Maps, he noticed a peculiar object in the retention lake behind Erica's house. When he zoomed in closer, he concluded it was a car in the lake. He immediately texted Erica and asked her to check it out, jokingly saying, "Why are you hiding cars back there?" Erica could not see the car even though Jerry said it was close to the shore. Even after much deliberation, Erica asked one of her neighbors who had a friend in the police if they could help her locate the car. The police came to the scene and located the car and removed it from the lake. After smashing the windows of the car, they found skeletal remains in the front seat. Erica immediately texted Jerry after the police requested to interview him. After Jerry had told them the story of how he had discovered the car, the police thanked him for his findings. When police investigated the car and the remains, both of which showing evidence of having been submerged for a very long time, they found that the skeleton belonged to William Earl Moldt. William Earl Moldt was a 40-year-old resident of Lantana, Florida, who worked as a mortgage broker. He had been missing without a trace since November 7, 1997, from Lantana in Palm Beach County, Florida, after leaving a local nightclub at around 11 p.m. He appeared intoxicated and left alone in his 1994 white Saturn SL. He wasn't very social and didn't interact much at the club. His last contact with his girlfriend was around 9:30 p.m. when he told her he'd be home soon. The police launched a search for him soon after he was reported missing, but the case quickly went cold. In 1997, the place where Erica lived was in construction and the site would have been empty lots. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office suspects that Moldt may have lost control of the car somehow, but they suggested that the exact cause of the crash is unknown and will likely remain that way. A report on the Charlie Project, a website housing information on various missing persons cases, classified William's case as resolved. The report also added, quote, "Amazingly, a vehicle that had been plainly visible on a Google Earth satellite photo of the area since 2007. But apparently no one had noticed it until 2019, when a property surveyor saw the car while looking at Google Earth." Teresa Barbara, spokesperson for the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department, told the BBC, quote, "You can't determine what happened that many years ago, what transpired. All we know is that he went missing off the face of the earth, and now he's been discovered," end quote. Yeah, that's the case. It's a short one.
So it's like a missing person case.
Yeah.
with absolutely no evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Is this unsolved?
I mean, it's listed as resolved, but they don't know exactly what happened to
So,
him. What the most likely scenario is that he probably like had some sort of accident and fell into the lake. I mean, drove into the lake and then just drowned or something. Which is kind of weird though, because the lake is pretty shallow and the car was found really close to the shore. So I don't see why, like, how he must have
what was it?
either,
A suicidal attempt gone wrong?
I don't know. He either it was that or he had to be unconscious when he drove into the lake and then must have drowned while being unconscious. Because I don't know how you could drive into a lake like that. His car wasn't like damaged or anything. It was just like he drove into the lake. Like you would park your car in a lake. It was kind of like
But
that.
his car wasn't damaged.
I mean, damaged in the
Could
sense
it
like
be staged?
it could be staged. Yeah, that's a good possibility.
So that's definitely a suicide gone wrong or some shit. Or it did go right, just no
Or
one
maybe it's a
figured it
murder.
out.
You never know.
Then again,
maybe
it's a resolved case.
Maybe somebody put something in his liquor.
No, it just is.
He had a few drinks.
What's the guy like?
Shy,
Like his
not very
vibe.
sociable. I think he wasn't intoxicated when he left the nightclub. He messaged his girlfriend at the nightclub, so you can tell he's kind of a simp.
Did he have a fancy lifestyle?
He was a mortgage broker, so I think like middle class. He lived in Palm Beach, Florida.
Nice. He
so
just
it's all
seems like
wild
an
over there.
average guy.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So I don't think it could be a murder.
Mm-hmm.
He's like on someone's radar.
Yeah.
But that's usually like high-profile people, or I mean, when it comes to people
I couldn't
like
find
him,
much on this guy. Like whenever I would search up his name on Google or anything, it was just
did his girlfriend like make any statements?
no. They had a brief investigation into his whereabouts, but they never found him until 2019. So 22 years later.
Well, that's just stupid. You just don't rule it out like that.
Rule
See,
what
now
out?
that's like police negligence.
So they didn't rule it out. They had like a proper investigation, but they just couldn't find him. So I guess the family.
The
wasn't that
investigation
concerned or
doesn't make
something.
sense. I mean, they just expected this guy to drive into a lake and that's it.
They didn't expect him to do that. They just didn't find him.
I mean, that's what they said, right? That's
They said
like
they
the
found
final.
him in the lake, and then to explain him in the lake, they were like, okay.
Okay,
maybe
what
he
was his
must have
cause
drove
of
in
death?
here.
Drowning?
I mean, they found his remains. He was skeletal remains. They couldn't really determine that.
Oh. Wait, how long, like how far apart from his death and when the police found him?
The police, I don't know. He must have died like around the time he went missing, or maybe that day, that night. He went like when he.
No,
left
did the
club.
police find him the night he went missing, or
No, dude.
weeks apart?
Listen.
or
Did you not listen to the case? Look, what happened was basically this city planner basically, he's like
Mhm.
planning out the walking path for a school, and he finds this,
Okay.
and he like he's on Google Maps and he's like using Google Maps to like survey the area and everything, and he finds this retention lake. You know what a retention lake is, right? So those,
Mhm.
yeah. So he finds a car in there, and then he asks one of his friends who lives nearby to like investigate, and she can't find the car, so they call the police, and then they check it out, and then they find the remains, and this is 2019, and the remains are, I think, DNA tested, and they come positive as William Earl Moldt, the guy who went missing in 1997. So 22 years apart from when he was found and from when he went missing, and probably from when he died as well.
Okay. What do you think?
Not sure, but like he seems way too like average, like suspiciously average. You know what I mean? I don't know.
He seems to me like an average guy.
Yeah,
Really.
I don't know what was going on in his life, so I can't tell whether like what was going on in his head and whether he actually did commit suicide or it was just an accident. You never know.
What spoke to you about this case? Like,
That they found it on Google Maps and that it had been like you could have seen since 2007 you could have seen this image of a car in the lake, but nobody took notice of it till like 2019. For over 12 years. So that's like so bizarre that something like Google Maps, who people are using, all walks of life, what people are using 24/7, 365 for however many years it's been out, and still like there are like weird things out there that haven't been investigated. What do you think happened?
maybe it was a suicide gone wrong. But then again, he did text his wife that he would be home.
His
And that
girlfriend,
text
yeah.
did not girlfriend, sorry. And that text did not seem like oddly suspicious to her. I'm pretty sure they took the police did take statements from her. So you can't
Maybe it
really
was
rule
like
it as suicide either.
He texted her and he's trying to fake his disappearance, but he's actually trying to commit suicide. So he goes to the nightclub.
But don't you think it would stand out to her though?
No, but listen, like he goes to the nightclub, right? And you get like drunk at the nightclub because you're drinking alcohol and everything, right?
Yeah.
So like they suspect he got drunk and then he went out and he drove into this lake while he was drunk and he couldn't get out and then he drowned. When in actual fact he tried to commit suicide. I mean, that's just my theory. But there are some holes in it because he wasn't actually drunk. And he got, so like he was trying to act like drunk or something, but I don't know. He didn't appear intoxicated when he left the establishment. So that theory is out the window. Yeah. What's interesting is that the place where they found him, that lake, around, it was in a neighborhood, and that neighborhood would have been under construction, so it would have been just all construction sites around that lake around the time he went missing. So like that screams mafia hitman to me. I don't know why. I would just imagine some mafia don who's trying to build like a neighborhood. He would like dispose of dead bodies in like these retention lakes. Then again, it's Florida. You could like drive down to the swamps, feed it to the alligators.
True.
You know what my theory is actually?
What?
I think it's the guy who found who found the car in the lake in 2019 on Google Maps. Jerry Nyman. Because I was watching an interview of him talking about it, and something seems so off. I feel like he did it, and then like 22 years later, he decides to self-report.
Is he trying to publicize himself?
I don't know.
Well, people do that just for publicity.
Maybe because, like if you do something and then you get away with it, you kind of want to be caught. I mean, maybe not caught, but you kind of want like recognition. So like in a way, he got recognition for it by being the one who found the car in the lake.
That's interesting. They're like, no, I doubt it.
What?
It wasn't said if like the police looked into this guy, right, when he reported it or whatever it is.
I mean, he's an average guy himself. He's a city planner, and he was just. I mean, the cover-up is also amazing. I mean, if he did it, the cover-up is amazing. Like he's Polo Park, middle school, right next to the neighborhood, and in the neighborhood is where his ex-girlfriend lives. So he has a connection there, and the ex-girlfriend's house is right in front of the lake. I mean, the lake is right behind her house, like it's in her backyard, basically.
Well, that's highly suspicious.
Yeah. No, I mean, like it's a good cover-up. Like if people ask him, how did you find this? What were you doing on Google Maps in this specific area? Like he has an amazing cover-up story. If he did it, like it's such a great alibi. He was just doing his job, basically.
Doing this.
I don't know. It's just a wild thing. I mean, back then he would have been like late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
What do mortgage brokers do? They sell mortgages, right?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
This guy was a transfer. Oh no, okay. I was trying to like establish a connection, but no. I think that's not the case. We've been through all the theories and everything. Yeah, this one's been a really short one. Yeah. But guys, stay tuned for next week because Sasha's going to do the episode.
Right.
She can't be lazy no more. She can't use the excuse of exams no more. She's going to give you a good one. So pay attention, yeah? Signing off.
Adios.
Amigos.